Hello and welcome to another episode of the Metal Evangelist. Tonight's lesson will be from the scriptures of death metal. Let's begin. First band tonight is called Conqueror with a K. The Abysmal Horizon is their self-release debut. It came out in 2012. This band is from Detroit, Michigan, and they play a style of death metal that's more along the modern sound. Kind of reminds me, the vocals especially remind me of Vader, as do a lot of the riffing. Also Decapitated, the more pummeling riffs. Super heavy. They have some melodic passages and solos that sometimes remind me of Emperor. And like on track 3, some Nile influences come in too, so they take influence from many of the more kingly bands of the genre. The production is very clean, but my only drawback is I can't really hear the bass guitar. It seems to follow the guitar lines very right, kind of spot on. So there's a reissue of this with different cover art, which I do not have. There's the disc itself. There's the guys in the band. The reissue, it's on a small Czech label, I think. It's got a bonus track that's a bolt thrower cover. But you can still get this one from the band, and I'll put links to all their social media, so you can find this one. Conqueror. Next up, Abyssus. This is the 2015 debut called Into the Abyss. Came out on Memento Mori Records. This band is from Athens, Greece. And they play an old school style of death metal that they're trying to sound like Obituary. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They have perfected the guitar sound from Cause of Death. And if you're into that album or The End Complete, you're going to like this. We do not break any new ground here, but they do a great job of trying to sound like Obituary, and they pretty much nail it. Even the vocals sound almost like John Tardy. Not 100%, but it's right there. Their formula is simple. The execution is flawless, and you get a great death metal album. Abyssus from Greece. Next we have Obscene Entity. Lamentia is the name of their debut full-length. This is a 3-piece band that formed in 2011. They're from the United Kingdom. And this came out late last year on Tridroid Records. This was released digitally in November of 2015, but the CDs didn't actually arrive in anyone's hands until January, so I'm kind of counting this as a 2016 release, because I don't think anyone heard it in 2015. Some news about Tridroid, since we're on the subject. Jason announced a couple of weeks ago that he's going to have to close down the label, and he was looking to sell it to somebody that might take it over, and he did find someone. I think her name was Christine. He just posted about it this afternoon, so that's good news for the Twin Cities metal scene, that Tridroid Records will continue. That's one little flaw on this one. It doesn't say it's from Tridroid anywhere on this CD, but that's where you can buy it. So what do these guys play? They have a modern death metal production. They kind of border on brutal death metal sometimes. 3 of the guys were previously in a brutal death metal band. There's no pig squeals or anything. There's kind of a dual vocal attack where one singer is more raspy, black metal-ish, the other one's more guttural. And the first song starts out with the raspy vocals and the kind of pummeling riffs, and you almost feel like it borders on deathcore, just a little bit. But then as the album wears on, you hear more of the guttural vocals, and it gets a little more old school sounding. There's some black metal style riffs here and there. The album feels, more old school. The bass is audible. It could be a little bit louder, but there's some excellent riffs in here, kind of some progressive leanings. The drumming is excellent. So, Obscene Entity, Lamentia, great album if you're into death metal, like all these are, obviously. Alright, last one on the list, one of my personal favorites from this year so far, Nucleus, Sentient. This came out on Unspeakable Acts Records in March, I think. This is old school technical death metal. I was reading a lot of reviews that was calling this technical death metal, and I kept thinking, this doesn't sound anything like Deeds of Flesh. There's no sweet picking. They don't play, 10 riffs in 1 minute. Then I realized that old school technical death metal like Demolic and Adremelec and Time Gold, that's what this sounds like. So that description is accurate. The riffs are kind of off the wall, quirky, but the technical riffs are also broken up with some doomy parts to kind of give your brain a rest, which is good. The evil guttural vocals really create a nice atmosphere for the sci-fi themed lyrics. The production is bright, clear, organic, with a good balance between the different instruments. The bass is actually really prominent and heavy in the mix on this, so it's really cool. I should show you the inside of this one because there's some nice pictures. There's vocals, lead guitar, Dave Untine. I don't know everyone's name by heart, so pardon me for that, guys. Here's the bass player. His name is actually Ryan Reynolds. Other guitar, I think his name's Dan. Actually, I can cheat and look right here. Yep, Dan. And then Pat O'Hara on the drums. So this is just a great release. They put out an EP a couple years back, and I was really excited about it. And oh yeah, you should also notice that the cover art, Dan fucking Seagrave. Look at that. This is gonna get released on vinyl later this year, and I can't wait to have it in that format. So that's all I have for death metal tonight. Put links in the description. Check out these 4 releases. Also, leave some comments if you liked any of these that you heard, if you picked them up. Let me know what you want to hear next. You want to hear some thrash, you want to hear black metal, you want to hear heavy metal. Let me know what you want to hear from the Metal Evangelist. So next time, stay fucking heavy.